First date mistakes you should avoid. Following are 15 of the most common mistakes I hear about in my practice. All are easy to correct. Some might seem petty and even unworthy of being grounds for disqualification, and perhaps they are, but people still cite them. 1. Being late. It makes a terrible first impression and guarantees the other person starts the date annoyed. If it cannot be avoided, text with an apology and apologize again when you arrive. 2. Rudeness to service people. Nothing screams entitlement, irritability, or obnoxiousness more than being rude to a waiter. If the waiter is just that bad, tell your date what you find unacceptable about the service and that you plan to say something. 3. Not asking questions. Asking questions conveys engagement. If you do not ask your date questions, they will assume you're not interested in them and will promptly lose interest in you. If you're shy or unsure about what to ask, think of topics ahead of time. 4. Unnecessary medical history reveals. No one wants to hear about your colonoscopy on a first date, or the second, third, or fourth. Save your medical history for later, unless you're showing up with your leg in a cast and there's a good story behind it. 5. Talking about an ex. Unless you're asked directly, avoid soliloquies about your ex. It will only make you look like you haven't moved on. If you are asked, say the briefest, nicest thing you can, and subtly and politely try to change the subject. 6. Poor table manners. Most of us know saliva breaks down food. We don't need to see a demonstration of it. Watch your manners. 7. Overindulging. A drink or two is fine, but make sure you stay present and in control. Getting sloppy or messy on a first date does not make a good impression, unless your date is getting just as sloppy and messy as you are, which is not how most solid relationships begin. 8. Checking your phone. Checking your phone makes you come across as bored or distracted, neither of which is appealing to the person you're with. If you must check your phone, apologize, explain why, and do it quickly, or just excuse yourself to the restroom and do it there. 9. Discussing your ideal partner. The problem with this topic is it usually comes across as a must-have or deal-breaker list most people cannot meet, even if you just intend it as nice to have guidelines. In other words, it likely turns off the other person rather than endearing them to you. 10. Talking too much, especially if it's all about you. Make sure conversation flows back and forth, and don't make it hard for the other person to get a word in. If the person you're with isn't talking much, try open-ended questions. 11. Using terms of endearment prematurely. Even when the date is going amazingly well, and you think the feeling is mutual, avoid calling your date babe or honey. It simply presumes too much familiarity too soon, and some people find it patronizing, despite the good intention. 12. Being too self-effacing. There is absolutely no need to announce all your flaws on a first date. Modesty is appealing, low self-esteem less so. Making one self-effacing joke is fine, but not a string of them. 13. Joking about how bad you are at dating. Telling someone on a first date that you're bad at dating is like the director coming out before the movie to announce that it stinks. It kills any interest or motivation the other person might have had. 14. Bragging about your income, possessions, or skills. Bragging in general is a turnoff. This includes name-dropping, discussing how much you paid for your new ski house, or describing how amazing you are at beach volleyball. 15. Giving a lecture or tirade about cherished beliefs. There's a reason you shouldn't discuss politics or religion on a first date when you have strong opinions or beliefs. It's easy to get a bit overexcited and go from participating in a discussion to monopolizing one. Be cautious when discussing anything about which you feel passionately or angry, and make sure you're not overwhelming the other person. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for?